Have you ever let fear stop you from living, from really living? That moment when your mind races and fear takes over. What if I fail? What if it's overwhelming? What if I freak out? I had my own moment of FOFO, fear freaking out, last week as I was in Bangkok and faced getting on a bus going halfway across Thailand to visit family in the province of Tak. I learned something really important about just holding that fear and working through it in a way that changes the way I feel about fear and connection. And I invite you along for the ride. I know you've had that feeling too. Let's work together to figure out how to face that fear freaking out in a way that doesn't paralyze us. So we landed in Thailand on late Tuesday, early Wednesday, had 48 hours to acclimatize ourselves in Bangkok. We'd done that before, so although it might have been terrifying a couple of years ago, I felt quite comfortable doing it. But now we were going to get on a bus in Bangkok to go to the province of Tak, and I'd never been on a bus in Thailand before. I was worried about how I was going to do it. We reached out to the family in Thailand that we were visiting, and they were kind enough to purchase the tickets ahead of time. So we didn't have to figure out how to buy them on the spot or worry about if there was going to be room for us on the bus. Those reserved tickets were almost all in Thai, but there was a couple English words I put into YouTube, and there was a video that I saw that taught me what the bus was going to look like and how it was going to feel. And right away I realized buses in Thailand, they're not so different from buses anywhere. And so I already felt a lot better about going. When we got to Thailand, we asked our hotel concierge how to get around, and they taught us about Grab, a local app, kind of like Uber, and we became familiar with that over the 48 hours that we were in Bangkok, where we were grabbing a Grab to go from here and there, and so we knew how to get to the bus station. Then when we got there, we were able to connect with our family in Tak to ask a few instructions because we were overwhelmed. Everything was in Thai. The signage over the doors and the electron signs about which bus was going to leave where. It was kind of intimidating, but we got walked through it by our family in Thailand and by the ticket agent that we asked. Then you realize that number 8 on the ticket means go to the number 8 gate. It turns out that bus depots aren't that different anywhere else in the world. You go to the door number where your bus is going to pull up and you stand there and wait for the bus. And we got on. What is interesting and different is there's a bus attendant, kind of like a flight attendant that was on the bus with us, that handed out snacks, gave some instructions. Don't know what they said because it was all in Thai. But we made our way to Tak. Then with my phone, I could Google where we were going and I could watch our progress on the internet and see how we were getting there. So I had a great time on the bus. I got a whole lot of work done, saw a whole lot of scenery, had some lunch of rice and some really tasty chicken, avoided the squid seafood snacks with seaweed, took a package to take home for a souvenir, but did not eat it. And then we got off the bus, and it was the most delicious sight to see our family and to be reunited with them again. The bus trip had been difficult to anticipate, but once we got there, step by step, there was nothing bad about it. And so often the fear of FOFO is about saying, I don't know when I get there if I'm going to be able to handle it. Except once you get there, well, you just look around and you say, what is the next right thing? And you do the next right step. And when you go step by step through something that you've never done before, you can make it through. Since we've gotten here in Tak, we've had a chance to take long walks and see the rice fields and watch the cows come in. We've seen all the dogs that are around, some friendly, some not so much. We have had a chance to go to a restaurant along a river on a patio. It was gorgeous with absolutely delicious Thai food. We have just had a great time visiting, playing cards, spending time with the people that we love. And we are able to do that because I faced my FOFO, my fear of freaking out, and was able to get on that bus and on the way to Tak. We are here. Next time I would get on that bus again in a heartbeat because now I know what to do. It was that first time that was difficult to anticipate. It was not that difficult to actually do. And so often in our lives, the anticipation of something difficult, being invited out, making a new friend, trying something you never tried before, going to a book club, joining a bowling league, whatever it might be, the anticipation of how badly it will go is often much worse than the actual doing of it. And not just once, but doing it again and again, so it becomes easier and easier. You may have an opportunity this week to try something new, to do an adventure you've never done before, to accept an invitation, to create an invitation. You may have the opportunity to do that. And the fear of freaking out, the anticipation of it, may be so great you're tempted to pull back and not try it. However, so often when we are able to feel that fear of freaking out, if we are able to feel that FOFO and do it anyways, what we get on the other side is not disaster, but delight. And I would just invite you to join me in facing your FOFO, realizing it's there, knowing that statistically it's going to go far better than what your disaster planning brain tries to set you up to believe. And you can let curiosity rather than fear guide you. I would just invite you to join me in facing our fear of FOFO so that we together can enjoy life in a way with greater connection, greater joy, and more life.